Good morning, everyone. Now, I've got my tape measure here. Do you like measuring things? I quite like measuring things. I'm going to measure a few things and I want you to guess how many centimetres long they are. So, first up, a big bunny. He is big, isn't he? How many centimetres do you think he is from the top of his tail, top of his head, to the bottom of his tail? What's your guess? He's actually 36 centimetres. He's quite big, isn't he? Well, what about this little guy? How big do you think he is? Okay, you know how big that one was. Have a guess at this one. Let's see. Let's measure him and see how big he is. 21 centimetres. What about something a bit more exciting? Now, I can tell you it won't last long, but how long is my bar of chocolate? I'm going to do the from wrapper to one end of the wrapper to the other end of the wrapper. Oh, that's the same as the teddy. That's 21 centimetres. So it is good for measuring, isn't it? Do you think, though, that I could measure how tall my house is with this measuring tape? Shall we find out? So, let's try and measure my house with this measuring tape. Put it at the bottom. Oh, I don't think my arms are long enough, do you? I don't think this measuring tape is going to be any good for doing the house. Yeah, I didn't do very well with the house, did I? In fact, I think some things are just too big to measure, aren't they? Or just can't measure them. I mean, I can't use this, can I, to measure a rainbow or a cloud or a giggle or happiness. Some things just can't. Actually, that reminds me of my favourite Bible verse. It's got something to do with measuring. So listen and see if you can hear a word that makes you think of measuring. Okay, so quite a big word. Okay, in Ephesians 3 verse 20 and 21 it says, God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. So that's interesting, isn't it? That says that God, it can do way more things for us, way more things than we could ever measure. So he's amazing, isn't he, God? He's so big. That means that sometimes when I'm chatting to God and I'm asking him to help me with something, I think sometimes I limit him to what I think he can do, but he can do way beyond that. We can't limit God because God is amazing. He can do anything. And it says he can do more than you could ask, like when we're chatting, or even imagine. I don't know what your imagination's like, but I can imagine some great things. And I think it's not because God says, oh, just ask me for anything and I give it to you. I think it means especially when we're struggling with things, God says, ask me and I can do immeasurably more than all you could ask or even imagine. So I think God's really good and he keeps his promises. So maybe today, why don't you have a little chat with God and tell him some things that either you're struggling with or worrying about, or just that are on your mind and you don't know what to do about. And remember that God says he can do immeasurably. So you can't even measure what he could do for you. And you are even more than you can ask or even imagine. So why not give it a go and say to God, yeah, I need your help in this. And I know you can do immeasurably more than all I could even ask.